Welcome back to my Final Fantasy XIV love series. Today's love story is about Aymeric Simpin. If you enjoy these kinds of videos, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Hi Pathra, I kind of have a little story. You could say a Final Fantasy love story. I told my boyfriend about your channel and stories last night and about your new love stories and how I was tempted to share our story, and he is wholly enthusiastic to share it. This story actually originates on TikTok of all places. I originally made my account for cosplay and the like, but that clearly wasn't working, and after attempts with art, I came to see there were Final Fantasy XIV videos, and the one sound asking to see your Warrior of Light slowly led me to things. Hey, what sound about seeing your Warrior of Light? Some trending sound on TikTok, I guess. I didn't have too many videos up, but from the few Final Fantasy XIV videos that were there, one fact was quite apparent. I was an Aymeric simp. Who isn't? I loved Sir Aymeric when I ran across him. And then after you go through Stormblood and then Shadowbringers and then Endwalker, you're like, Aymeric who? Like, you kind of like forget about him in a sense. I still love the guy, but I don't see him as much anymore. He definitely said certain things to your Warrior of Light that made you go, that made you question, like, are you into me, bro? Right? Had that date with you and everything. It was cute. It just makes you want to simp for him. I have zero shame in the fact, given the Lord Commander is the very reason I have the love of my life to this day, and I still chuckle at this point. One of our now mutual friends, since I didn't know about them at this point, haha, had come across my account and seen that I liked Aymeric, and directed my boyfriend to look at my account, to which he followed me, and I of course followed him back. He had a video that shared his characters, including his alts, and I thought it was cool given I'm someone who has an alt making problem, since I view each of my Final Fantasy XIV characters as OCS. What's OCS? Out of character? No, that's OOC, out of character. Original characters. Oh, okay, thank you. Since I view each of my Final Fantasy XIV characters as original characters, and still can't have my free Fantasias to this day. It took a few rewatches later on of that video to realize his main Warrior of Light was also on the same world as me, which was Genova. I'm normally a rather shy person and usually wait until people approach me first. But there was something that clicked in my head to find him in-game and say hi, so I constantly searched the player, searched for his character's name periodically throughout the day until I saw he was online and popped on over and introduced myself, added him as friends, and slowly our interactions would play out. Now, you might be wondering why I mentioned Aymeric being something that brought us together. Turns out he was also an Aymeric simp, given our friends don't let him live down the first words he uttered when meeting the Lord Commander were, "I can bark, haha." I personally think it's cute, and as someone who spent over 2 million gil buying Aymeric portraits for my FC room shrine the second I got access to make a room in my FC house, I'd say that "I can bark" is a wee bit tame, haha. But can you blame us? Aymeric is indeed a very beautiful Elizon. I would occasionally hop by when I saw he was online and I was done doing MSQ or other things such as dailies. I wasn't 100% done with Endwalker just yet, but was close, thus the MSQ. But eventually I started healing for him and our friends as they went through the story and became a part of the party. I also eventually started joining voice calls, and before you knew it, I was indeed crushing on my now boyfriend. It didn't entirely hit me just yet, but all I do remember was thinking how I loved playing the game with him and being around him, and how I looked forward to logging in and joining him and our friends to help them progress. Eventually, they were working on the questline for the 4 lords, and I tagged along because I really adore the trials in the questline. They forgot what our two mutual friends were up to, but my boyfriend and I were sitting just outside of the entrance to Hell's Lid, and since that location has so much lava around it, I decided to send my boyfriend a pickup line related to the heat. To my surprise, he returned with his own pickup line, and we sort of went off from there, giggling in call while we went on and on that day with pickup line after pickup line, not just using the heat, but even making up lines based off of the Final Fantasy XIV jobs we play and the like. I think Final Fantasy XIV jokes are always so funny because they're like, you can make it dirty. Some of the job skills you can always make dirty. We wound up sending quite a good number of pickup lines that day, and because of our giggling and such, one of our friends asked us what we were doing and thus created an archive for pickup lines because they like cheesy pickup lines. That friend is the one who brought my boyfriend's attention to my account and now was the one encouraging us to continue because they love cheesy pickup lines. They demanded we add them to an archive channel afterwards so they could read them. I'd share some, but oh goodness, maybe it's best to not. Let's just say they also got dirty. Funnily enough, we didn't end up dating just yet. That pickup line was 3 days before we confessed, though now it allowed me to pretty much be flirty with the person that I was now heavily realizing that, yep, I like him that way. But while I was the one to first approach him, my brain wouldn't process how to accurately go about a confession. That is until 3 days later when we were both at the Gold Saucer together. He decided to finally ask me if all my flirts were actual flirts and not just being cute or whatnot. Needless to say, the entire time my face was in my hands, embarrassed because I was indeed flirting out of sincerity. I might add, while he was asking me this in-game, I was on voice call with our other friend who was none the wiser that this confession was going down. So I had to act as if I was perfectly fine while flustered beyond belief. I would like to thank years I put into voice acting for learning how to keep from melting down in embarrassment. But we ended up confessing at the Gold Saucer, where he admitted he also liked me, and now we are here 8 months later, and I can't help but thank my stars for everything lining up, such as me posting TikToks that showcased my Aymeric obsession, and that drive I had to go out and find him in-game just because we shared the same home world. Now we're working on planning as a celebration for our anniversary to have our mains internally bonded and do 2 ceremonies. One being the ceremony in-game and another being an in-character RP-centric ceremony on the step where our friends who aren't from our homeworld can attend and still be part of this special occasion. Oh, that's cool. Because like friends from other servers can't go to weddings. They can't enter the chapel. So they're doing a out of the chapel ceremony in Azim step. That's cool. I honestly can't imagine my world without him in my life now. He has made such a positive impact, and it feels like I have someone who I've known all my life who truly understands me and is willing to be patient with me and who makes me feel safe. He means the world to me, and I'm excited for this ceremony. As a little bonus, I just wanted to add a bit ago that I felt nostalgic, so I redid one of the first G poses I had ever done of our characters the day after we first became a couple. And while the only thing really that changed about our characters is their hair, it really feels like they've grown together, and it fills my heart with joy and love. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful day. That's so cute. The Aymeric Simpin got these two together. Aymeric Simpin brings people together, but for real, that's a super sweet story. Yeah, from TikTok meme videos about Aymeric into like meeting other people with the same interests in the game. Thank you for reading. No problem. Thanks, Mika, for submitting the cute story. Like, we all love Aymeric. He's like my number one. Some people really, really like Estinian in the game, but I'm like, no, Aymeric. When I had the date with Aymeric, I put that up as one of my first Final Fantasy XIV videos ever. it's all hidden now. Some of my first Final Fantasy 14 videos are private because I was like, these are so old and I was just experimenting back then. I put up a lot of different FF14 content in the past. Gotta be Graha. Yeah, a lot of people like Graha too. So chat, if one of the scions had to die, which scion would you pick? I want to see if we're all unanimous about this. Joker would say Lise. I wouldn't mind Lise. You're right. She probably would be first for me. But Lise wasn't even part of the choices in my head. For me, it was Urianger. I'm sorry, Urianger. I'm sorry. Kryl? Yeah, I wouldn't be sad if Kryl passed away. Yeah. Let me know in the comments below if you like this new Final Fantasy XIV love series. And a big thank you to my kind members who support my YouTube content.